In this video, I'm going to answer the most commonly asked questions about menopause and the law. Questions like, is there a specific law for menopause? Is there a law that says you have to make changes in the workplace? Is menopause covered under the Equality Act 2010? Does the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974 cover menopause? Is it the law to have a menopause policy? And has menopause been the cause of an employment tribunal? So is there a specific law for menopause? Currently, there's no specific law that directly relates to menopause, but menopause at work is covered by certain pieces of legislation to protect not only employers, but employees as well. So what are the pieces of legislation then? Well, it's the Equality Act 2010 and also the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974. Now, the Equality Act 2010 is where menopause is largely covered under three protected characteristics. They are age, sex, and disability discrimination. Is there a law that says you have to make changes in the workplace? The Health and Safety at Work Act provides for safe working, and that extends to the working conditions when experiencing menopausal symptoms. So a risk assessment should consider the specific needs of menopausal women and ensure that their working environment will not make their symptoms worse. Is it against the law not to have a menopause policy? It's not the law. You have to have a menopause policy. But to have guidelines or a policy in place would be a useful document to have. So have businesses and organisations been taken to court? Yes, there have been businesses and organisations within the UK that have been taken to employment tribunals. One of these court cases was Merchant versus BT plc. The employee, Merchant, had alleged that she had been discriminated against on the grounds of her gender when her employer failed to deal with her menopause symptoms in the same way that it would have dealt with any other medical condition. So Merchant, the employee, won the case. In addition, there is also another case, Mandy Davies versus the Scottish Court Tribunal Service. Now, Mandy Davies was employed by the Scottish Court Tribunal Service as a court officer from 1997. She'd had substantial medical problems related to menopause onset, and she'd received medical treatment for several years. So as well as the £5,000 granted to her for injury to feelings, the SCTCS, her employer, was ordered to pay over £14,000 for lost pay between the date that she had been fired and the date that she was due to be reinstated. So this is another case won by an employee. And court cases are on the increase. Menopause is at the centre of a rise of employment tribunals within the UK. According to the latest UK data, there were 5 employment tribunals referencing the claimant's menopause in 2018. This figure rose to 6 in 2019 and 16 in 2020. In the first 6 months of 2021, there have been 10 cases. So what can you do as an organisation or a business or an employer to stay on the right side of the law? Start the conversation about menopause in the workplace. You can make it easier for you, your managers, to start to have these conversations by teaching them about the menopause. Understand the main symptoms and how they impact the employee, but also the workplace. Understand employment law in relation to the menopause. So what are the benefits of understanding menopause? Well, you know then how the menopause can affect the workplace. you can know the implications of quality, health and safety in relation to menopause, and you can also know what adjustments might be necessary to support those who are experiencing menopause. And then when you have greater awareness and understanding, your organisation as a whole can begin to create their framework to change their organisation's culture around the menopause. Let me help you have comfortable conversations about menopause without the worry of saying or doing the wrong thing. Remember to subscribe and click for notifications of my new videos, and to click the like button too. If you found this video useful and helpful, please share it and tell others about it too.